Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Hurricane Spliffy Show. It's Saturday once again, and I thought I'd take a road trip this week. Got a little, did a little traveling. Brought Zippy the Zippy the I can never do this shit. Zippy the Pinhead along with me here. So he's my traveling buddy today. I got the silliest damn story. Seems this Florida. Oh well, I'll save that. I'll save that for after the weed of the week. That's it's too funny a story to tell you right now. But welcome aboard the THC Spliffy. You know it's good to be here once again. Um, 420 should be rapidly approaching. I'm hoping, because I'm eager to spark this friggin' thing. Oh, that noise, by the way, was a rain alert. I need one of those. I got flooding going on in my crawl space. Actually, it's beyond my crawl space. My crawl space is filled with sand. Hey, H7, welcome aboard. Hey, DOGPOUND, hello, hello, hello. Good to hear from both of you. Yes, just 2 minutes. I know, I'm keeping track. One, we're down to one. 419. I think I could, like, burn the fuse down on the bomber, as I like to say. Got the spliff here, all packed up with the secret weed of the week. There's no telling. I can't tell nobody. It's a pleasure to have you. I hope it's a pleasure being had. Come on, come on, come on. Why won't this thing light? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Happy 420. Oh, by the way, you know how they say if you can't bring Muhammad to the mountain, then you bring the mountain to Muhammad? Well, this is a road trip after all. So, I, being the mountain, went to Muhammad.
What's going on, guys? Look at that right there. Nice fresh box from 219 Smoke. Smoke 219. They got their own
You may or
glass
may not
factory.
recognize Muhammad here. This fucking terrorist I'm with.
Where's all my sexy bitches at? Come on, let's play. Woo woo! Happy
Now,
420 with the long one, baby.
we decided that we'd go interdimensional. We're not really in the same place. It just looks that way. It would appear that we're in the same place, but we're not really in the same place. There I go, over medicating again. I am in over here, and he's way over there. So it just looks like we're in the same place. I mean, after all, Zippy's over here between us. You know, isn't that right, dog?
Now, I'm not sure what you've been told in the past or what you're going to be told presently, but I'm sure some of it's wrong and most of it's going to be inaccurate. So take it for face value, because you never know what I'm talking about.
Well, we all know he's never known what he's talking about, so that's nothing new. And that is a puffy beard, isn't it? H7? That is one puffy beard. So, by the way, last week when I said I could never just wing it, well, I'm winging it. I do have a story for after Weed of the Week because it was just simply irresistible. But that's the only
Simply
scripted.
irresistible. She's so
Yeah,
fun.
it's the only actual scripted story I have, and I'm just going to read it off my phone. So otherwise, I ain't talking about shit. We're just going to converse and just have a good time. So there. I mean, we can still talk about shit that's newsworthy, although all they've been talking about is this impeachment shit. And although I do think it's totally cool that after they're exposing this whole fucking Ukraine thing, Trump steps out right in front of the fucking press and everybody and asks China for help with the Biden thing. So
No,
yeah, I
really.
got the whole head
Really.
redone. I got the yeah. I went
You
Thursday
haven't
to
gotten
see
anything.
Shelley, and I got the whole thing redone. Got the blue darker,
Shelly?
and I got the
Shelly?
orange redone. More bears like. So soon to be a little less orange. Soon to be a little less orange in the White House. I'm hoping, that would be nice. Forging Seeker, welcome aboard. We have a little something strange going on here today.
Why, Fortune Seeker, when you top your bowl with hash, make sure it is a nice, even level, and then you could sit back with your Sherlock and think and ponder upon it as you will, for it is your hash in your bowl.
I went interdimensional today. This is not a road trip. I've decided to go interdimensional. No, it's just a spliff. Does that answer your question? I
I'm
guess
not
Brother
sure
Day
that would
is.
be appropriate to talk about one person's piece. Wouldn't that be something much rather served in silence of one's own privacy? No, but anyway, yeah, it is glass. Nice Sherlock. Nice one footer.
It has feet. I mean, not ones that stink or nothing, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just
Feet. We
not
got
like
feet.
those.
We got
Not
feet.
like those that stink,
Feet.
but actual just little. Actually, they're balls. Not ones that stink.
Okay, if I didn't want him to talk about my piece, why would I want you to talk about my balls? Oh my god. I fucking can't handle. Fuck me.
Boy, it's so much gooder to have somebody sitting next to me to talk. Well, actually, like I said, he's not sitting next to me. We're interdimensional. You knew he had glass balls.
They're shiny.
You can tell
too.
because they clink when he walks. He's like, sounds like a wind chime.
My precious.
See, this is so much funner. You know, I miss the conversations.
So anyway, I'm sure you guys know by now. Hurricane Spliffy kidnapped my ass. He brought 3 Iranian midgets over here with him. I thought we were going to have a
Actually,
stripper party.
I'm not
but
here. As I said, this is interdimensional.
He had me kidnapped, taken to some
Watch.
location, and he's forcing me to do this.
Watch this. We're not in the same dimension. Watch. See what I mean?
What happened?
See? We're not in the same dimension.
No, we haven't made it to the 5th dimension yet. We're still in the 420 realm.
Yeah, we're in the 420 dimension. It hasn't gotten that far yet to the 5th. Actually, we left the 5th dimension back in the 60s.
Hey,
Musical joke.
Should we throw a rant at him? Let's throw a 60-second old-fashioned rant at him. Go ahead and pick a subject, Hurricane.
Pick a subject.
Pick a subject.
Gee. Kids and parental interference in their lives.
Oh my God, you shouldn't have kids anyway. And if you become a parent, just shoot your kids. Don't interfere with their lives, just end their lives. Do you know what kind of civilization you're bringing your kids up in nowadays? With the poverty, the homeless? Are you out of your mind?
That's why babies cry when they're born.
That's right. Put me the fuck back. They know what's up.
Because they've been listening to what the fuck goes on in the world, and they don't want to come into it. Okay.
That's right.
That's what's going on. Okay, I'm convinced.
Talking about they're crying like, put me the fuck back. I don't want to
really.
be Trump's
like,
president.
seriously.
Let me back in that shit.
Really, it's like, are you fucking kidding me? You want to bring me out into that? I mean, come on. Who would want that? You know, who would wish that on themselves? It's like, I ain't leaving.
I don't know. I think I've wished worse on better, but then I've had better days too. So I don't know. Vinny's in here.
No, seriously, it's hello, Vinny.
I've been lurking at Vinny's, keeping country great again, making America country again.
But it's organized sports. Worst fucking thing could ever happen to kids. Okay. You're supposed to learn how to play baseball, learn how to play football from kids who are older than you. Okay? Not from some fucking adult coach. Okay? That's fucking bullshit. Okay? Your parents aren't supposed to drive you to some fucking field back and forth. You're supposed to play with kids in your neighborhood. All right? That's fucking bullshit what they did to kids. And bicycle helmet. What kid ever fucking needed a bicycle helmet? I don't know of a kid who ever hurt his fucking head riding a bicycle. You skinned your knee, you skinned your elbow, you never fucking hurt your head on a goddamn bicycle. All right? I was riding a bicycle, no hands, reading a fucking comic book. Now, I grew up in a city, all right? I gotta like this thing. Now, when I was a kid, there weren't a lot of parked cars in the neighborhood in the summertime because people took their cars to work. Okay?
Right, age 7.
So, riding around the neighborhood, it was not common for there to be a park because we're talking the 50s, all right. All right, so there weren't a lot of cars to begin with.
Damn, he's old.
Okay. So I'm riding my bike, no hands, reading a comic book, going down the street, and I run into the back of a parked car. I go sailing over the handlebars, okay? Never hit my head. I hung my nuts on the handlebars, but I never hit my fucking head.
Oh.
I never needed a fucking helmet, okay, riding a bicycle. Now they make these poor fucking kids wear a helmet riding a bike. In Illinois, you don't need to wear a helmet riding a fucking motorcycle, but they make kids wear a fucking helmet riding a bicycle in some communities. It's fucking ridiculous. They make adults wear a fucking helmet riding a bicycle. It's absurd. I just think it's fucking stupid.
Now, wait a minute, Spliffy, wait a minute. In defense of adults wearing helmets on bicycles,
Well,
I know some dumbass adults.
I know some adults that
some
should wear helmets all the
adults.
time.
They
so
should have had a helmet when they were a kid because that's when it happened, okay?
Anybody who plans on voting for Trump next year should be wearing a fucking helmet right now. So. But anyway, that's the way I feel about adult supervision and kids playing sports. And that's the way I feel about kids wearing helmets riding a fucking bicycle. I just think it's all fucking wrong.
Oh, you want to know
I
something
think
that's wrong? Vinny's
kids are
wrong.
fucking way overprotected.
Vinny's
Okay.
wrong.
Another thing that bothers me was all that fucking stranger danger bullshit. Okay.
Oh my God, we talked about that.
That fucking drive. That's fucking horseshit. More kids are molested by people that are friends of the family or family members than they are by strangers. Okay.
That's true. That's true. I'll give you that, Spliffy.
You know, and it ended up to be, you know, instead of love thy neighbor, it turned out to be fear thy neighbor. Okay.
Exactly. I made a comment earlier. Me
Fucking
and Spliffy
ridiculous.
were talking about this subject earlier, and I made a comment of, I can remember when I was a kid, us running up and down the street, screaming, yelling, laughing, having fun, adults out in their front yards doing whatever, waving to everybody. Nowadays, they're hiding in their fucking house afraid. Stranger danger.
You're right, H7.
People took that to adulthood.
Fear
What the
is
hell?
so American.
Yeah.
And I've traveled quite a bit. I've been to Europe 9 times. People are so friendly, it's unbelievable.
Let's see, as a child, I was allowed to roam the woods alone looking for the alligator and what other monsters there might be out. Vampire Lake, etc. Man.
I know it's absurd the way it is. And it's I mean, people in other countries are so friendly. It's amazing. My wife and I were in Hawaii, and some Asian young ladies came up to us and asked us if we'd watch their valuables while they went in the water.
Whoa.
I mean, that's how trusting they were.
How many valuables you got?
I mean, and I'm not talking recently. I'm talking, this was in the mid '80s. I mean, it's not like we were old folks. Okay, I mean, we were in our late 30s. I mean, so, but I mean, we looked that trusting to them that they were willing to leave their valuables with us. I lost my screen.
Oh no! What did you do with it?
I don't know.
Did you insult?
I think you gave it away.
Did you insult your screen? It ran away from you. God damn it! Quit insulting.
I think you ran away with it. Oh, there it is.
You looked at it all wrong, and it got scared. I know how you are. Split over here, giving people eyebrows and shit.
So stop it. Stop it.
What? I don't know what he's talking about. What do we got going on in the chat?
I don't know. Read faster so I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yay! Good to see you.
Hey, Reasons.
What's up, Reasons? Everyone just saying hi to each other.
Yes, they are. But yeah, here we are. Reasons. How about this, huh?
I don't know what he's talking about. I'm not even here. I swear I'm not here.
Nope. Well, you stop buffering. Get back to the show here.
Oh, I got words for you, Vinishi. Ooh, Vindog. Ooh.
Spliffalicious. I like that. Makes me sound tasty.
Spliffalicious. Okay, wait a minute. If you were some kind of tasty treat, what kind of tasty treat would you be? Would you either be a Twinkie or a ho-ho?
Oh, I'd be a ho-ho.
Oh, I'm all about the ho-hos, baby.
Yeah, you know, it's...
Reasons hugs. Oh. Okay, if you had your own choice, what kind of dessert would you be?
Let's see.
Tell us, guys. You guys out there, what kind of
Yeah,
dessert
what would you be? Reasons.
Oh, H7 be a Twinkie.
Welcome aboard.
Vinny's on the ho-ho train. Seeker would opt out. He'd go for the natural grown strawberries on the side of the building.
Yeah, wouldn't you like to eat some wild strawberries, huh? How about that?
Ooh, ice cream. Vinny just wants to be all creamy.
You always scream. Talk a little softer, you know. It's not quite so annoying.
Who, me?
You said I scream, and I said you always scream.
Oh, no, damn it, Vinny, you got me in trouble again. That was Vinny's fault.
I see.
That was Vinny's fault. See, it's all Vinny's fault. Making America cunt.
What?
Oh, yeah, no, he's all about bringing metal back. Make America metal again.
Making America metal again.
I want to make America country again, but I'll settle for some
no,
R&B.
we can't go country.
Can
that's
we meet
that's
in the middle?
absolutely out of the question.
Who asked you?
Because America rocks. Don't you understand?
Let's meet in the middle, man. How about some R&B? What's up?
No. If anything, we got to go back. We got to go back to punk. Okay.
Punk rock. Oh my god.
Yeah, I wouldn't go back in.
Bring back the
three chord. You got to go back to. I mean, you got to go back to the 3-chord shit. You know.
Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean 3-chord shit?
Well, you know, like Iggy Pop and the Stooges, Ramones, Sex Pistols, hardcore shit.
Well, papaya's good. Mango's really good. I like mango more than papaya, I think. But I've had more mangoes than papayas.
Oh, papaya. Papaya's wonderful because I know it like tastes like whatever you want it to.
Reasons wants a Twinkie. Oh, it just even sounds wrong. What's wrong with Twinkies? I knew a chick named Twinkie once.
Okay.
I met her. She was hanging around a pole. Jello with whipped cream. Ooh.
She was hanging around a pole. I got a feeling it wasn't her real name. I'm just guessing, you understand?
Now, wait a minute. Are you doubting the validity of what a woman that I just met in a strange place that smelled funky told me? Are you doubting that?
Yep.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to check. That's all.
That's what I'm guessing. Yeah, that's what I'm guessing.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh, H7's onto something now.
A Twinko.
We're inventing new shit now.
Well, they used to make a chocolate Twinkie every now and then.
Yeah.
It was like a seasonal thing.
Dude, and like I like the chocolate cake Twinkies. I don't like the Twinkie with the chocolate dipped. I don't like that. But you give me like a chocolate cake Twinkie.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Game on,
Isn't
man.
that what a Twinko would be?
Well, that's true.
Or would that be a Twinko that's chocolate dipped? Right?
Yeah, true. Oh, I told you what you did wrong, Vinny. All that Make America Metal again. I want country, but I'm telling you,
Slowly
in
savoring
the
the
middle.
munching
Let's
of
meet with some
mango.
R&B, right? Come on.
Yes, but I'm not Twinkie nor Ho Ho. I'd be the essence which makes muff diving so fine.
We just took a left turn.
Yes, we
Delta,
did.
Delta, we took a left turn. Half and half says H7. Iggy Pop. Okay, there's a
Yes, Iggy.
there's another good question, Spliffy.
Uh,
If you could only have one band the rest of your life, what would it be?
oh, it'd have to be the Beatles. Because they started everything. They were the first band that sang and played their own instruments, that everybody knew all the names of everybody in the band. They were the first band to make a movie. They did everything. They were the first band to use a synthesizer. They were the first band to lead with a bass guitar. Uh, they did everything first. If it wasn't for them, there wouldn't be anything else. They did it all.
Oh, I've had this a couple of months. It was actually half the price of this was donated, and then it was price reduced by a gentleman over at Smoke 219 over in Hammond, Indiana. Exit 2. Take a right. First stoplight. Look to your right. You're right there. They got their own glass shop and they blow their own glass beads. Go check them out. Check out the toys. Check out what's on consignment. You just might get a deal too.
They
Hey, what?
they also give glass blowing lessons.
Oh yeah,
Don't
yeah.
inhale.
Don't inhale.
Yeah, not when you're giving glass blowing lessons.
Ooh.
Not when you're taking glass blowing lessons. You don't want to inhale.
No, no, no. That would be bad.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
Mango juice is good.
Yes, mango juice would be good. Well, it'd be a nectar, right?
Yeah, and that's right, Seeker. A lot of your natural sugars are sweeter to the taste buds than a normal just sugar is.
Sweeter than candy. Yep.
They blow their own what? You don't want to know, man. Yeah, I got this. What?
Boy, this is a salty show today.
Can
My
you
goodness.
imagine what was blown for me
I
to get
guess we're
this half
cruising the salt
priced?
waters today.
I think this had to be blown. Oh, and I forget the company that made this. Some Starlight, something or another. I'm gonna have to ask next time I'm down there. Oh, so Spliffy, what was next on the agenda for your stories for the today
What do you mean?
that you wanted to talk about?
Well, I don't know. Is it time for Weed of the Week?
Oh, I suppose. Weed of the week. Do you guys want the weed of the week? Does anybody out there
Is it?
interested in know what we are
Wow.
smoking right now?
Wow, man. Is it time for Weed of the Week?
Wow. Now, wait a minute. Does that mean we've been smoking the same weed all week? Or is this
No,
just the weed that we're smoking this
it's what
week?
I'm gonna continue to smoke for the remainder of the week.
Oh, bet. Game on. Weed of
See?
the week, guys.
See, I open the container and then that's what I smoke for the remainder of the week.
Ooh, let's check it out. What's
Of
the
course,
weed
I
of the
didn't bring
week?
the container. I just brought my spliffs because I wouldn't want to, travel with more than I can handle. So the weed of the week this week is Chem de la Chem, and it's a 21% THC sativa dominant hybrid. That's it. Now, I told you I was winging it this week. Not a whole bunch of fucking stories and shit, but I do have a Weed of the Week story.
Yes,
And
Chem Della Chem, 27%,
21.
21%.
Yeah. Now there's this Florida teacher who was reassigned. She's a middle school teacher, and she was teaching a computer class, a computer applications class, and she gave a multiple choice test, and and it was you had to that was who's the president? Okay, which president is this? He's the these were the choices. These were the clues. 45th president, 2017, Republican, real estate businessman, idiot. And then the choices were Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon, Jimmy Carter, and Donald Trump. And she got fired. I think it was because it had real estate businessman on there, but I'm not sure. And anyway, that's my wow story for today. So yeah, I think it's obviously it was because she put an idiot in there. But, so so she didn't lose her job though. They just moved her to another school. They didn't get her fired. That's what really surprised me is that it didn't get her fired. It only got her moved to another school. Even though she called him an idiot. So I wonder how many people missed the question. Hey, Budson Hazard, welcome aboard. Oh, and now this.
When you want to get up in the morning and you want to wake and bake, why don't you wake and bake with Wake and Bake Coffee Company? You can not only drink your coffee. Oh shoot, but you can smoke your bake too. wake and bake.
So yeah, you can wake and bake, or you can drink and choke. I guess. How's it working out for you?
That was a big hit. I gotta say, that was a big hit. But no, it's really nice, man. It's A7 said he molded one, but the bowl's there. It's got a rush hole here, and that's where you take your hit. It's a nice coffee cup. Actually works pretty good. Keeps your coffee pretty hot for a while. It is all ceramic. And no, that's not a real Wake and Bake Coffee Company. It's not real. They had a bunch of these cups, just different random names on them.
Mouse me.
Mouse you. Mouse you.
Thank you.
Mouse. Oh, what up, Budson Hazard in the house? What's going on, big dog?
I made a road trip. Actually, I didn't make a road trip.
We're in the dimension of 420.
Yes, we're in the 420 dimension. Show them we're interdimensional.
Ooh, hello. Scary old man over there. Always talking about political shit and trying to tell you all the truth and shit. Who wants the truth? You can't handle the truth! Oh, I think I need more coffee, dude. Ooh.
Yes, yes, he did.
No, I did not. Well, maybe I did. I don't know. What would going Amish mean? What would that mean to you? What would I have to give up to go Amish, Spliffy?
Um, I'm not sure.
Right? Because there's branches of Amish that use electricity. So what am I really
Well,
giving up here?
those are Mennonites, I believe.
It's still an Amish.
Well, uh, well, it's yeah. Well, in a sense, I guess. I mean, it's different. It's like the difference, I guess, between Orthodox Jews and.
But here, I'll tell you a little truth. Okay. So, I didn't shave for a long time because there's been a lot going on. And I've been depressed and haven't done a whole lot. And then one day I'm sitting around drinking my cup of coffee, right? And took a sip of coffee, and then I went like this, and I actually had more coffee in my mustache than the sip I took. So it just got in my way and it had to go. God damn it, I was frustrated and it had to go. That's all. It happens.
He's got to keep warm this winter.
That's right.
Living in the motor. The what do you call this thing? Is this a motor home?
A motorhome,
Motor
RV,
home, I guess you'd call it.
recreational vehicle.
Yeah. So.
Can't live in a trailer? H7 says I can't live in a trailer if I go Amish. Um, um,
Oh yeah, that's true. Unless he gets a team of horses.
What's wrong with a trailer? What the hell
Well,
the
it's not.
Amish got against trailers?
You'd have to get it. You'd have to get a team. You'd have to trade this in for an actual trailer, and then pull it with a team of
Oh,
horses.
oh. You know, they got some technology out there, guys. It's like this four-legged animal type horse thing that they have, robotics. I wonder if you could like build a bulky enough one, hook it up to a plow or hook it up to a wagon, and you could just have this thing walk around dragging you everywhere like a horse would. What do y'all think about that? Y'all, somebody look that up. There's this four-legged robot animal thingamabobber that has a head and an arm on it coming out. I don't know. What were we talking about?
What do you? You mean like a spider thing
No, like a robotic four-legged thing, carry-all thing for like military shit and stuff.
that walks?
Yeah. What about one for a farm? What about let's get rid of
Boston
all this
Dynamics.
fancy stuff.
Boston
Yes,
Dynamics.
H7 knows exactly what I'm talking about. They're the ones that make it.
Looks like a dog with a long neck.
Absolutely, H7. Yeah, I want one like the size of a Mustang. Mustang's a real medium-sized horse when it comes down to it. Give me one the size of a Mustang.
Amish don't live in trailers.
Because they got friends and neighbors who are joyed to help them build a cozy home. Oh, okay.
That's right.
That's why I should become an Amish. So they can have fun building me a home. Cheers!
Yeah, and you could just stand there and watch. You could have fun doing that.
I will let them have as much fun as they want. Woo. Hell, make it 3 stories. Go for gold.
This Kim Della Kim is okay. Okay with me.
And by the way, I'm over here in my motorhome. I'm smoking some Platinum OG. Out of my coffee cup. But yeah. Amish is like a community. Being Amish,
Yes, you got yes, they live in their own
yeah.
cloistered, pretty much community. So
Although, who out there saw Amish mobsters? What was that?
Jimmy Carter still builds home for others. I know he's like what was 87 now.
That's a lie. Jimmy Carter's dead, isn't he?
No, he isn't.
Jimmy Carter's still
He
alive?
just had a birthday.
No way. 200?
Way.
What is he, 200?
No, he's not.
Yeah, you do. I have
Don't
not tried
insult
that
him.
yet,
He's
buds.
one of the greatest presidents we ever had.
Oh, okay. My bad. Let's see. Buzzin' Hazard said, I got some best
96. He's
friend
96.
What?
Yes.
Somebody shoot that man. Put him out of his misery. 96-year-old. Look what y'all did with the fucking world. I left
Yeah, and
it in
he
good
said
hands. Look
he
what y'all
said
fucking
Trump's
did.
a shit too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for pulling all this crap. He thinks he ought to be impeached.
Okay, I gotta hear this. What does 96-year-old Jimmy Carter have against Trump?
He thinks he ought to be impeached for all this shit he's pulling.
Now, for all you guys that don't know, there's levels of impeachment. Like, you can impeach a president and he stays president.
Well, yeah. Well, what impeachment is, the House of Representatives brings a case before the Senate.
Yes.
That's what an impeachment is. An impeachment is a trial. Okay, the House of Representatives gathers evidence against the president that they think are, that they think are chargeable offenses. Okay, that's what an impeachment is. And then the Senate. I mean, there's a very good possibility that Trump will remain president.
Yes.
Since the senators are such fucks. Okay, there's so much on his side.
Have we ever kicked a president out of office?
No.
Nixon left, right?
Nixon resigned.
Yeah.
Because the evidence against him was so fucking overwhelming.
That's how I feel it. No, actually, we didn't kick him out. He resigned.
Yeah, he resigned. Now
that's what I feel about Trump. The
Trump,
evidence is
Trump
so overwhelming.
Yeah,
and
well,
it's
he's too fucking arrogant to resign.
No, not to resign, to kick him out.
I'm saying he's too arrogant to resign. So if the Republicans see what's remarkable right now,
Democrats,
what's going on is that the Republicans who have supported him all along are most of them are remarkably silent right now. Okay, so I think once this gets before the Senate, with all the evidence that seems to be coming forth right now, once this gets before the Senate, a lot of these people who have been supporting him are going to have no choice but to vote him out of office or face being voted out of office themselves come next fall.
You know, if it's this big a scam, if our government is this big a scam...
But see, they don't want to lose their jobs.
No, here's my question. If our government is this big a scam, I mean, look how Trump got to be president anyway. The Democratic Party just fucking...
He got elected because he got elected because of the Electoral College.
But like I say, if our government is this big a scam, why don't we just
the Republican Party will turn their back on him if he's impeached.
Can I finish?
Sure. Go ahead.
Why don't we just, as a people, like, take control of it and shut it down and, like, start over? I mean, reformat it. Hell, something goes wrong with your computer, you shut it off, turn it on, right? Your computer reformats, it resets.
Yeah. Well.
Why can't we do that with our government? What the hell?
That's what impeaching him would do. That's what it would do. It would reset things. Because it would prove conclusively kill the landlord, right? No, it was CILL, kill the landlord.
Okay, now what's up with Biden? It says Biden, who is it? Vinny up there's talking about Biden is a creeper. What do you know about Biden? What's good and bad about Biden?
I don't know. I think I think Biden is a non-candidate. Okay, personally, I just think. I mean, during the last debate, he started talking about, I don't know, some gibberish about listening to the phonograph at night. I mean, next thing you know, he's, I don't know, he's,
What the fuck?
yeah, playing the phonograph for your kid at night and shit. I don't know. I think he's off the deep end.
Ooh, that man's cheese done slid off his cracker.
Yeah, seriously. I think, I think he's lost it. I still feel the burn.
Oh,
Okay.
he's a Bernie fan. Let's see. Booting the guy from office being as important that the declaration that this behavior is unacceptable. Well, it's only unacceptable because it's in our face. Every
I,
president
yeah.
deported people. Every president did backroom deals. Every president watched out for themselves, but not every president was dumb enough to get on Twitter and talk about it.
Or stand in front of the press
What the
like
fuck?
this guy did yesterday was it, or the day before, after being proven that he asked the Ukraine for help, stepping out in front of the press and the rest of the fucking world and asking China for help and looking into Biden.
Okay, that's the
It's
second.
fucking it's fucking ridiculous.
That's the second time you said that. What do you mean that he walked out and asked
In
Ukraine to
front of the
look into
White House.
Biden?
Huh?
He asked Ukraine to look into Biden?
Yeah, in exchange for missiles.
Now, from a business sense, that's a good deal. You go to the research I
What
can.
the
Here's a
hell is
couple
on his?
missiles. We
Oh,
make
he's
millions,
talking to you.
whatever.
Mike's talking to you. What's on your face?
Who? What? Where? Who? Where? Mike? Mike the Greek! What up, Mike?
Yeah, welcome aboard, Mike.
That's Whimsy Creek's sexy ass husband right there. Woo
Oh,
woo! What's on my face? I don't know, man. Full moon tonight. Bernie just had a heart attack. What?
yes.
Why don't you tell me these things?
Well, hell, pay attention.
Well,
Yes, he did just have
maybe.
a heart attack, but he had some stents put in, and so did I, and I feel just fine. Okay, it's been a year almost. I feel great, and he does too. So I don't have a problem with that. And look at all the dough he raised this quarter, more than anybody else,
I mean,
including Biden.
it couldn't have been a real bad heart attack. He'd still be in the hospital, right? I mean,
Right,
come
he
on.
was out in a couple of days. Bang
Fuck.
zoom.
He needed some time off. He faked it.
Yeah.
Whimsy Creek in the house. What up, beautiful?
Hello, Whimsy Creek. Welcome aboard.
Everyone showing some love, showing some love. Talking about cloning the landlord. I want to clone a landlord. It just ain't ours.
Biden is stale toast. Yes, he is. Biden and Clinton are not centrists. No, they're not. The people moved on. The people moved on while the party leadership soured with corruption, and now stale and with irreverence. Similar story with the GOP is fucked. They're all about the money, so they've been following Trump. Okay, and they started out as brown noses, and now they're fucking shitheads. You know.
Forbidden fruit. Hello, everyone. Whimsy.
Well, you know what they say about forbidden fruit? It's the fruit you better not taste.
Forbidden fruit's too valuable. You sell that shit on the side for twice the money as regular fruit. You don't want to eat your profits. Come on now.
Yep. Yeah, buds. Bernie's still in the race.
Let's move to Canada. You're insane. It's cold.
Yeah, gotta go somewhere warm.
And besides, I'm
Costa
injured.
Rica.
Oh, there you go.
Go to
But
Costa
think about
Rica.
it. If we had to sneak into Canada, I couldn't do it, man. I'm injured, my back hurts, I can't even stand up straight most of the time. Do you know how big that ditch is you gotta hop to get into Canada? You know that 4-foot ditch? I don't know if I could do that. Fuck Canada. Except Wellington. You gotta love Wellington. What was it? Genocidal tendencies or Greekicidal tendencies he changed his name to? So who else we talked about though? Carter. We brought Jimmy Carter up earlier.
Yeah, I did.
Tell me some good points. You said Jimmy Carter was an awesome president in your
I
mind.
said he was well. He did one really great thing.
Well, hold on. Don't tell us yet. What year was Jimmy Carter president? Or around about what years or whatever?
He was president 76 to 80.
Okay. And
Yeah.
what was so relevant in your mind about Carter?
He got Egypt to recognize Israel as a country.
Oh, well, it's not a bad thing.
Well, he got an Islamic country to recognize Israel as a nation. I think that's a pretty fantastic feat.
What was it before that?
Not.
No, before they recognized it as being Israel as a
we're,
nation.
we're talking
What
a
was the
country
area
that
called?
existed from 1947 until 1978 and not recognized as a nation. Okay, there was.
Whose nation were they supposed to be part of if they weren't their own?
What,
Who claimed them?
huh?
Who was claiming them?
Everyone around them. There was
Oh,
war.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
It was nothing but problems.
Oh, let's see. Mike the Greek took his back.
Egypt stepped up and said, you're a nation. Okay.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
I think to achieve appropriate representation in government, no such thing, we must institute public financing of political companions. The last few decades
Campaigns.
of the
Yeah.
campaign, sorry, the last few decades of the GOP history will illustrate capital slavery. Your birth certificate illustrates capital slavery, buddy.
No, what we need to do is to
Sorry.
what we need to do is to reinstitute what they had when I was a child. Okay, and that was equal airtime. All right, if candidates had equal airtime. All right, so
Oh, I'm sorry to say, guys, we'll be right back in a moment.
where are you going? So what they need to do is reinstitute what they had when I was a kid, and that was equal airtime. Politicians got equal airtime when it came to uh, uh, promoting their campaign. If a politician bought 60 seconds of commercial airtime, then his opponent got 60 seconds worth of commercial airtime. So somebody couldn't spend $1 bazillion on their fucking campaign without somebody else getting $1 bazillion worth of the same amount of airtime. You're right, Buds. It's all about the Benjamins now. I mean, look at what all we hear about is how much everybody raised every quarter for their campaign. I mean, that's all. Those are the kind of statistics we get. Uh, I mean, why should that matter? Uh, it shouldn't be anything we should be concerned about. You know, it's. I mean, and I mean, it's and it. I don't know why they ever took that away. It really uh, created an equal playing field, uh, and they took that away. It doesn't make sense. Uh, uh, it's equal time, so all voices can be heard. So people may better know who best represents. Absolutely, you know, absolutely. Some states in the union uh, consider ranked choice voting exciting. I think I mean they're just there are just fairer ways to do all of this shit, you know, and there used to be.
Okay, guys, let me lay some knowledge on you here. Think about this. Get yourself 10 acres of land, buy yourself 4 shipping container homes. Now, each home set up on a quarter-acre land will take about $30,000 to set up if you get yourself about a $10,000, $12,000 shipping container home. Put about a $6,000 solar system in it, 20,000-gallon water tank, and rent the dang thing out for about $500 a month on a quarter-acre of land or half-acre of land. Now, you get yourself 3 of these. 2 you can rent out, 1 you can live in, or even better yet, 4 of them. 2 you can rent out, 1 you can live in, 1 you can have someone live in for free for 1 year to help you maintain and grow the property. Now, at the end of 2 years, you buy yourself another shipping container, put it on another quarter acre of land. $500 a month for that one. Every time you come up with $10,000, you buy yourself another shipping container home. After overhead from rent, that average every 18 months, you should be able to buy a shipping container home for about $10,000 to $12,000. Wash, rinse, and repeat as many times as you like until you can live comfortably sitting back talking on YouTube about nothing. Enjoy.
It's starting to rain real hard outside, isn't it? Yeah. You didn't hear it due to buffering. Who's hanging on the screen in yellow? Oh, that's Zippy the Pinhead. He's he's a little friend of mine. He's uh, he's uh, he's my favorite clown. He's from underground comics of the '60s. You can check out his various images on Google, I'm sure. So, boy, it's raining hard, or it's just noisy because we're in a motorhome. I don't know, one or the other. Actually,
Both.
we're interdimensional. We're not really in the same place. We're in different dimensions. So, actually, I'm all alone right now. So it's oh, there we go. He's back.
Spliffy for president. He already played in the political pool.
No,
He didn't like
Spliffy
it.
420 president.
No, Spliffy for president.
No, 420 president.
No, Spliffy for 2020 president.
420 president.
Oh, who we got here? Who we got here? We have Dan the neighbor. He is waiting for his pizza in the oven, and then he will come by. For all you
Oh.
women out there that loved my neighbor Dan, especially during the summertime when his shirt was off. That's Dan the neighbor.
Huh? You gotta love thy neighbor. So,
Alone with your shadow. I'm scared of my shadow. He's like mean to me.
he's always there.
He never leaves me alone.
Didn't you learn that song when you were a kid?
What song?
About your shadow?
Ooh, we got a shadow song? Who sung it?
Sure. I have no idea. It was a kid song. You know,
Oh, okay.
like you learned in school, you know?
No, I don't remember a shadow song.
Really?
Do you remember it?
Sure.
Let's hear it.
It was,
Shadow song.
my shadow, I look and it's always there. Before me, behind me, beside me, everywhere. Never heard that one, huh?
No.
Oh, well. Aren't you sorry?
Not quite.
Oh, yeah.
I heard it. I thought about it. I listened to it. Not quite.
Uh-huh. Oh, well. What you gonna do?
Oh, I'm going to stop hitting the wrong buttons.
Well, good for you.
Well, you were hitting the wrong button earlier.
I never hit a wrong button in my life.
It's always the right button when you need it.
Yes. Oh.
My Shadow Unchained. You've been watching too many superhero movies. Because as soon as I read it, that's what I thought of.
Yeah.
Isn't there like two superheroes like that?
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The shadow knows.
Now, I remember...
Puff the Magic Dragon.
Oh, we got a new troll.
Puff
Hey,
the Magic
troll.
Dragon was just 50 years old.
Was he?
Yes.
Wow.
He just turned 50. Just last month. Hey, it's 420 somewhere. Happy 420, everybody.
Okay, Hurricane Spliffy, this is your channel. You are experiencing your first troll. What will you do, Hurricane Spliffy? We have Cha Cha the dog, which is a fake account. Is this the Gay Amish channel? Where am I? You have officially achieved your first troll. Hurricane Spliffy, what is your response?
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, troll be gone. Not so quite silent hammer in effect. So says Hurricane Spliffy.
Was that the proper response?
Hey.
Having never done that before, I wasn't sure.
Hey, man,
You know?
that was a swift and decisive answer. If you're token, I'm token, says H7. At one point in your youth, I was fascinated with my shadow.
Well, I wasn't sorry you were getting coffee if that's what you wanted to do. I mean, you don't have to be sorry.
You know, that
Yeah.
woman never brings us coffee.
Well,
She's
you
always talking about going to get coffee. She never brings us any. God.
Hey, love means never having to say you're sorry. So.
Is that why I'm always apologizing to myself? I just don't love myself.
Well, hey, that's a personal thing, you know.
What's that? Well, what? Am I missing something?
Yeah.
Use your words, Spliffy.
The official FBI who is looking for
FBI is not looking
Sam.
for me.
No, I think we
They
got
know
some
where I
other
am.
shit going on here.
Oh, okay. Well, oh, I see what you got. The official
Yeah.
FBI who is looking for Sam. Who is
Yeah.
Sam? I don't know who Sam is.
Deleted by reasons deranged there. Thank you.
If I meet him, he's willing to hide in my bunker with me from the FBI. Because I don't like them dudes. They wear too much black. If the FBI would wear, like, maybe a mocha
Thank you,
or
reasons.
a charcoal, I might like them more. But they wear too much black for me.
Well, I ain't going anywhere. It's raining like some bitch.
I'm just sitting here listening to it myself.
It's about a 20-mile drive home, so it's funny. I come up here and all of a sudden I'm getting trolled.
Oh no, they're talking about some guy, Cadillac Sam. And guys, I don't care if he sucks, doesn't suck, if you like him, don't like him. Go tell him that. You don't need to tell us.
Yeah.
FBI's wear regular clothes to be inconspicuous. That's a big fucking word. Hold on. Inconspicuous.
Yeah.
Conspicuous?
Inconspicuous.
US.
Yeah.
US? US? Okay, I'm done.
When
True foraging. I'll agree with that. So, this week, off the top of your head, what's the worst thing that happened government-wise or in the news that you heard of? What's the worst thing that happened this week?
This week?
Yep.
Oh, I don't know. Probably the White House's refusal to respond to any of the subpoenas.
Ooh. Now, you're going to have to clarify some of that for me. What subpoenas has the White House gotten?
Well,
and who are they to?
Well, primarily to Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State, for documents related to the Ukraine investigation, and there's just this whole everything surrounding this whole impeachment inquiry and the refusal of the White House and the Department of Justice to cooperate, and more about this. Well, now there's this whistleblower thing.
Another one? How many of those guys we got?
There's another person who is considering, as being reported anyway, is considering coming forward.
You know, with all these whistleblowers, I don't know who's selling these whistles, but he's gonna be a millionaire. What the hell?
Well,
hey, not a problem. H7.
I mean, this is a person.
To see me.
It's a person who has more firsthand knowledge of, to confirm what the other one has, has said.
Yeah.
So.
Man, there's a lot of craziness going on. Damn, Spliffy, you laying it out for us, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
And Trump just keeps fucking stepping in it,
You know, like some of you guys know, I don't have cable or anything like that. So I don't watch news and deal with all these politics. So when Spliffy comes over, we're talking on the phone, and he starts telling me what's going on in the world, I'm just like, either what the fuck or going, that's just stupid. All the
You
time.
know,
It's weird. Just all the time. I'm like, what the fuck? That's stupid.
now, you know, and when they presented them with these subpoenas, it was made clear to them that in the subpoenas that by defying the subpoenas, that in doing so, uh, that they would be adding more charges to the impeachment. Okay. Okay. By not responding to the subpoena, they're just adding additional charges to the impeachment process. You
That's
know,
true.
to the impeachment charges. They're just adding
Yeah.
additional charges. So, I don't know.
That's kind of like when a domestic terrorist pulls you over, says you were speeding, and you got 3 cameras in your car, so you laugh at him, and then he gets butthurt and gives you 3 more tickets for no reason. Yeah, that's what's going on in our government. Our government's getting butthurt, and we're just giving them more tickets, but nobody cares. That's what it seems like. Nobody at the White House cares. All these subpoenas are going on. These impeachment trials are going on.
Well, they're not
Trump.
trials. Right now, all they're doing is gathering evidence against Trump.
Okay, these impeachments that they want to
Okay,
do.
at least they're attempting to gather evidence.
Let
Okay,
me finish.
sure.
These impeachments that they want to do is all out in the open. Trump is on Twitter, Facebook. He's out there in the middle of the newsroom talking to leaders of other countries. Hey, if you give me some dirt on this guy, I'll give you some missiles. We'll have a good trade. Oh my God! Can it get weirder?
Oh, yeah, it
Just
did. Actually, it did
the
get weirder
complete
this week.
stupidity of it all. If you just like watch it all unfold right in a row with taking no breaks, you're just like, is this just some stupid comedy? What the fuck is going on?
It did get weirder this week.
Oh shit, here we go. Hold on. Buttons
There,
need to be hit.
there was a there was a press conference with Trump and the president of Finland, and I think the president of Finland actually gave a shot at Trump. Uh, First of all, you know, Trump, like, they sit in a chair next to one another. You see these press conferences where Trump likes to lean forward with his, with his hands on his knees and shit, and he'll reach over and put his hand on the knee next, on the guy's knee next to him. Well, he did that to the president of Finland, and the president of Finland pushed his hand away, you know. So then later on, they came out and had a press conference, and this guy from, I think he was from the Associated Press or something, and he asked a question about the Ukraine thing and Biden being investigated. Why he was asking the Ukrainians to investigate Biden and Biden's son. And Trump skated around Biden, around the actual question, and said a bunch of bullshit about the Ukraine and their just about danced around the question and shit, and never really answered it. So then the guy tried to ask it a second time, and Trump says, "Are you talking to me? Don't you have a question for the ambassador of Finland? Ask him a question. Ask him a question. Let's get somebody to ask him a question." So he finds a reporter from Finland, and she asks the president of Finland a question, and Trump fucking butts in and answers the fucking question. And the president of Finland says, "I think that was for me." So then the president of Finland says, "You have a great democracy here. I hope you can keep it that way." Sure sounded like a fucking dig to me. I think he's afraid we're going to lose it. I am too. That's why this guy's got to go. But I really think that an impeachment and getting this guy thrown out of office would really be a fucking watershed for the whole system. And I think, as silent as the Republicans have been in the Senate, I think they'd actually fucking vote in our favor.
Now, I'm going to butt in here, and just in this last comment that was put up, happy 420, whenever it was, y'all. By H7 Apollo, you know, a local 7H, you know that guy. Okay, where it says,
You're right, H7, corruption's starting to fail.
Corruption is starting to fail. I agree with that in full. For the one and sole reason is that corruption is now open. We all have the internet. We
Trump
all
doesn't
have
stand
phones.
a chance of doing another
We
term.
all see what's happening now. It's not like our parents' age when they had to watch TV and read the newspaper, and whatever lie they were told, that's what they believed. Well, nowadays, we see it live. There's people there with phones going, nope, this is what's happening, guys. You were lied to. This is what happened. Watch it right here. That's why the corruption is starting to fail. Because our eyes are starting to open. And I just wish they would open quicker. Much, much quicker. For more people. How about you, Spliffy?
Yeah, you just, I mean, you see it. I mean, that's why, I mean, that's what happened in the 70s, and that's why they never televised another war. Okay.
I wish they would televise more wars.
Well, I mean, that's
I
why they
swear to
never
God.
did. That's
It
why
would
they
be the-
never did.
It would be.
Okay.
I tell you what. I just recently
That's
watched.
what ended the Vietnam War. They televised it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I just watched 3 from Hell, Rob Zombie's newest horror movie in the trilogy of whatever he had there, and I think if everyone watched it, it would be the #1 horror show on TV. I think more Americans would tune into that than any other channel out there. Just to see the horror,
Sure.
the
Look
drama.
what we saw. Look what we saw of the Gulf War. We saw targeted shots from
Yeah.
the air. Look what
That's
heroes we are.
Drone war. That was the Gulf
Yeah.
War. Was a drone war.
I mean, that's all we. No, we saw targeted bombings. Okay, precise bombings we saw. You know, Desert Storm. You know.
No. Don't forget about the Iran conflict. It wasn't a war. We were in a conflict. Protecting oil fields. Oh, let's see. What do we got? But what happens when the internet kill switch is flipped? I will be a much happier
Yeah, well,
person forging Seeker.
It'll happen, won't it?
Oh, that would be great, dude.
It'll happen.
Let's see. I love Spliffy's historical factoids. Absolutely. How then do we communicate, network, collaborate, and organize? The old-fashioned way. You hop on your horse and you take a 3-day ride to the next province over, trade your goods, and come back home.
You're talking about the second Dark Ages, huh?
They're not that dark if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, but look at how long it took. It took. I mean, the Romans had concrete.
Yeah.
And it took us until the middle of the 18th. It took us till the middle of the 19th century to rediscover concrete. Okay. From the end of the Roman Empire, okay, the start of the Dark Ages, until the middle of the 19th century, to rediscover concrete. Okay.
Telegraphs, there you go, old school, old Western style.
You know, and as far as we know, the Egyptians had the battery. You know, so.
Okay, Spliffy, while you're doing that, let me lay something else out for you guys. If you can make something, I don't care if you're making square pads for heating pots and you're just hand making them, crossing them yourself. Make yourself a jig that you can turn them sideways and make them diamond style or make them double thick. As long as you make that jig yourself, make yourself about 100 of these, put them on eBay, put them on Amazon, put them on Etsy, do anything you want with these things. It's a saleable product. Even if you only sell 2 or 3 a month, that is your first step. That is your beginning of passive income. You don't want earned income, you want passive income. You want income that's generated by itself. Because once you sell enough of these, then you can hire somebody to make them for you. And then all you got to worry about is selling them. Then if you create 2 or 3 things that you have to sell, then you can hire somebody to sell them for you. And then you can sit at home. That's what it's called, generating passive income from idea to end. Just create something, make enough of them, and then sell them. Somebody out there will buy them. They may not buy them quick, but they will buy them. Generate passive income. Back to you, Spliffy.
Let's see. We were talking about how well corruption falls and how transparency, etc., helped with that. If we lost the internet and cell service, etc., what then? How then do we resist the corporate state? Passive income, that's key. Making a bowl of Golden Kush. Okay. Well, you're right. We'd lose it all.
Okay, now I see
It's that same technology that that is brought us all together that could destroy us. Okay, if it were gone. So what do? We have to create some other form of communication.
True.
One of our own.
Now, Buds and Hazards put in there, I'd rather go downtown panhandling twice a week. No, you'd rather pay somebody half the amount they make a day to go out and collect money for charity. Because setting up a charity is free. And if you pay them half the dividends to go out and collect for you, well then you have a nonprofit charity that already pays its stewards and collects partial income for you, which is creating passive income. So you don't want to go panhandle. You want to create a way for somebody to panhandle for you.
Why not troll for fish? You could do that. And then you could sell the fish.
That's true. See, that's what it's all about, guys. It's not about working every day and killing yourself, okay? It's about
I use double barrel, then the fish get all messy. Can't sell them.
It's about creating enough income so you don't have to.
You're right, a nonprofit charity. That's the way to make money.
That's true. Yeah, nonprofit and charity is the way to make money. What the fuck kind of concept is that?
Hey, look around. Look around. Check out.
Oh my God.
What's that one? Wounded Warriors.
Yeah, who got all that money?
The people running it.
There was like 3 guys that were supposed to be indicted for that shit, wasn't there? Then nothing ever happened. What the fuck?
Well, they just weren't putting a whole lot back into it. That's all. I mean, they were. Well, see,
That's
that's
true,
just
Seeker.
it. See,
That's true.
you can run a not for profit, okay, and there you don't really have to put a whole lot back in to what you're taking out, okay.
That's true.
Okay, you can keep a whole lot for yourself. What they were doing was they were like going to Fiji, okay, for their frickin' annual, for their annual meetings and that kind of shit, let's go someplace exotic
Yeah.
to hold our annual meeting, you know. So spending
That's true.
thousands of dollars,
That's
uh,
true.
so
Check out what H7's got going on over there.
what's they take federal tax money to administer programs that they reuse to administer. Yeah, this is what our government does. Yeah, sure. The thing to do is to manufacture something that's real cheap
Yes.
that the government uses. That you have to sell that you sell to the government.
And then sell it to them for 50 times the price.
Yeah.
Maybe 500 times the price because they'll buy
Well,
that shit.
something that you can sell real cheap retail that the government will buy for a whole lot of money.
Amen, buds.
Like the $5,000 toilet seats that they used to have.
Or the $20,000 hammers.
Don't block me. Okay. Why not?
Let's see. People ask how we could afford national health care when we have such obvious corruption. Well, because we're on a money based system is the only reason we're on corruption. If you just make healthcare free across the board, doctors work for food or room and board or the house they live in and that's it,
First of all,
everybody could have healthcare. It's the money based system that is makes it corrupt and holds us down.
first of all, if you stop paying for health insurance, then you can pay for health care.
That's true.
Okay, you just put the money somewhere else.
Vinny Church of the Dog Pound. Boom goes the hammer, says Buds.
Now, I wouldn't want to call it a church because I wouldn't want to make it a religion.
Hey, I'm just happy to be here on the
Okay.
Hurricane Spliffy show. It was just an awesome gesture that Hurricane Spliffy came by to see me today and invited me to sit here on my couch and set things up so I could just sit here and relax and talk to you guys. Thank you very much, Hurricane Spliffy, for this
Oh, hey, you're
chance to
quite
do
welcome. Like I say, mountain to Muhammad. You know,
this. Absolutely.
you know, not not that I consider myself a mountain. You understand?
I got one for you guys, just as I'm sitting here rattling in my own thoughts. Think about it. If you have 4 properties, you live in one, the second property pays the taxes for all 4 properties, the third property pays for everything you need monthly, plus it pays to hire a company to collect money for all 4 properties, or for all the 3 rentals, minus the one you live in. And the fourth one purely goes to income, which is passive income, and half there, and the other half as an overflow for maintenance on the others. So, in other words, with 4 properties, you can literally generate yourself enough passive income that you no longer have to work. It might be a minimal living until you buy maybe a 5th property to rent out, but it's as easy as that. And with housing nowadays as low as $20,000 to $40,000 for a fixer-upper, picking up 2 or 3 of them won't be that hard because once you pick up the first one and have it rented, that's actually what the bank considers a stable income. Rental is a stable income because it doesn't matter what you rent it for, it's still rental. You can always put a lien on the house for half of what it's worth to buy the next house after the first one's done. And from the rent from the first one, pay off the lien on the second one. It's what cash flow's all about, guys. Let your debt make you money and let your money pay off your debt without coming out of your pocket. How about you, Hurricane Spliffy? What do you got over here?
Well, we got a foraging seeker.
Oh,
Corporate welfare trumps social welfare. A tiny percentage of the money goes to the poor. Most of it goes to obscenely profitable ventures. Doesn't even go to innovative technologies. Stolen. It's the truth. It's absolutely what happens. Uh, what can I say? That's exactly what happens. Uh, we need to invest more in areas where it would be more profitable in the future. To continue to allow these depressed areas to remain depressed is only detrimental to our future. Okay, we need to raise those communities up to a more even level. Uh, uh, we need to educate the poor. Need to feed the poor. Need to house the poor in something other than hovels. You can't live like that. You know, give people good jobs. Give people a living wage. Okay, I got into it with somebody at the bar. Well, I can't say I got into it. It wasn't so much an argument as it was a denial. Okay, I said they ought to raise the minimum. They ought to raise the minimum. First of all, he said to me, anybody on welfare shouldn't be allowed to vote. Well, what it started with was that uh, uh, prisoners. He's a retired. He's a farmer, but he's a retired corrections officer, and he, of course, doesn't agree with the fact that they allow inmates to vote in Illinois now. I said, well, it really didn't matter to me one way or the other. That's what the hell, they live in Illinois. So, uh, so then he said, I don't think people on welfare should be allowed to vote. And I says, well, I says, what about people who are disabled or something and can't work? He says, well, that's different. He says, but if they could work, he says they ought to get jobs. I says, well, what about minimum? What about minimum wage? I says, what don't you think they ought to raise the minimum wage or something? Yeah, well, he says, well, they could raise minimum wage. I says, well, don't you think it ought to be a living wage? And I couldn't get him to agree with me that the fucking minimum wage ought to be a living wage.
absolutely.
He couldn't fucking go there. Okay, he couldn't say yes.
Then why have them? What use is the minimum wage?
I
What
mean,
use is the
I mean,
minimum wage?
he couldn't put that fucking word in his mouth. That word couldn't pass his lips. He couldn't agree with me to that extent. I couldn't believe it. I must have asked him 8 times.
That's crazy. And to go back up here and answer H7's question about how long that would take to generate your initial passive income. There's a lot of factors with the types of loans and stuff and how much you get. But figure this: $1,000 in the bank will get you a $3,000 loan. $3,000 in the bank will get you a $10,000 loan. $10,000 in the bank will get you a $30,000 loan. If you pick up a house somewhere for around 25,000, spend 10,000 fixing up the interior, start renting it out for say 500 a month. You make an agreement with the bank on your loan dividends for 15 years at a repay of say 400 a month. That means you've already generated a $100 a month passive income just from your first deal. Sometimes it's not about having enough money to on one deal to buy a yacht. You have to build up many deals to do this. That's why I talk about a 4-house system. One house to pay for all the taxes, one house to pay for all your living expenses, plus payment for a collections agency to collect on the 3 homes. And then the 4th home goes to 1, your passive income, and 2, overhead for maintenance within the properties, which eventually you'll have to start your own maintenance company and your own collections company. Because the more properties you have, the more money they're going to want to collect from them. So eventually you're going to have to start your own business as a collection agency, put somebody you trust in charge of that, so you're only paying one employee one time versus an agency 15 times a month because you're paying per property. Plus, you can advertise and take on other people's property management at that point. So you're not only creating passive income, you're creating jobs, you're creating a separate business within itself, all paid for by properties that you already own, and you've done nothing but own them. That's what passive income is all about. And that's only talking about property itself. You can do this in any form of business. It just takes time, and you got to format the right deals. Sorry about that. I just wanted to answer that question in full.
Okay.
I never realized you're reading the chat over there. What's going on in the chat?
Artfully pushed to eat the rich. Why? Wait, my eyes are tearing. Oops, that's on. I know what you mean.
Oh.
And that's exactly what's happening. Thank you. Artfully pushed to eat the rich. Why? What is it they do? Clearly, we are pushed to this. The cord's in the way. Manipulated to it.
Dun, 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 dun.
$20 an hour minimum wage nationwide now. Should be. I think so.
Oh, I just fucked your camera all up. I just fucked your camera all up.
My camera's fine.
Yeah,
what are you
your
talking
camera's
about? Stop that shit. We busted feudalism only to fall into a shinier version of it. Yes, we did. A more complex system of capital gatekeepers. Capitalist gatekeepers, actually. We need to improve on the social programs in this country, take care of the people in this country. I mean, that's what it was set up to do. Okay? We are a republic. We're supposed to take care of our people. All right.
And H7 up there talking about buy $25,000 house, pays to have it fixed up and rent it. Kind of H7. If you have the $25,000 to buy a house, keep that money in your pocket. Get a $50,000 loan, buy the house, pay to have it fixed up, and use what's left over as capital interest to start paying the house off early while you're trying to find a renter. That way you never use your own money. That's what it means to let debt make you money. You go into debt, but renting the house pays off that loan, and you never used your own money. So if you have the money to buy that $25,000 house, I suggest getting a loan and letting the bank buy it for you.
when you pay off the mortgage or the credit card.
Absolutely, at a lower interest.
Well, it's not that it's a lower
And
interest;
that's
it's a revolving credit.
a whole different game. When you're paying off debt with debt and then revolving that debt to something else afterwards,
Yeah, and
that's a whole
because the
other
credit
game.
card's a revolving credit.
Yes. See, let's see. Less important for wages to be higher than core needs to be priced low. True, things are priced up ridiculously. Getting rich is for those who already are. No, getting rich is for those who don't think like an employee. Think like a millionaire. What would a millionaire do? How would somebody with this money make money? Don't think about, oh, I got to go 9 to 5 and just bring home this much money. Well, what are you going to do with that money? Well, when I get $900, this $500 goes to buy me this. Because if I spend $500 to repair this and then sell it for $1,000, I just made passive income. That's profitable income that's taxed. But then if you take that extra $500 and invest it somewhere else and not put it in the bank, that becomes passive flow income. And that is not taxed. If you never keep the money, you're constantly flowing that money into something else, it's never taxed because that money is never generated, it's always used. There's difference in laws in how the words that you say in black and white paperwork.
A foraging seeker. A stitch in time saves 9. It is fiscally responsible to house the homeless and feed the hungry, especially when we consider what happens to the children raised in poverty and other dysfunction. Absolutely. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We have to raise those neighborhoods up. We have to house people. We have to feed people. We have to educate people. I mean, and that's another reason why we have to bring in uh, these people at the border. We need people in this country. Look around.
Yeah, I mean
Okay,
we need our farmers, our immigrant farmers.
we need everyone. Okay,
I mean,
we welcome immigrants. We've always welcomed
I'm
immigrants.
about to get you some
You know,
enemies.
if not, then turn the fucking statue around.
I'm
Okay.
about to get you some enemies here, Spliffy. Okay, but you white people, you people in America, you good blue-blooded Americans, you're fucking lazy. You're obese. You sit around. You're fucking feel that you're
Yeah.
entitled and you're lazy. I don't see any
Yeah.
of you getting off your ass to go pick watermelons in a field because there's been a shortage of workers for 5 years now. Okay? White American, new age white American are obese, lazy, and entitled. That's just a fact. I'm not trying to criticize myself. Look at me. I'm obese. Okay? It's just a fact. It's not a fact about you and me, it's a fact about America. Americans have become lazy and entitled. There's no other way around it. You cannot dispute this.
Foraging seeker. We're only as good as our worst. Well, then we're in deep shit because we got some of the worst. Okay. If some of the young people I know are any comparison, I mean, I'm telling you, I can't get anybody to mow the lawn around here.
Yeah,
Okay.
no shit. People do not want to work.
Okay. I mean, thank God I made a deal with the guy who owns the bar. Okay. They'll plow my snow. They'll plow my driveway because I gave them a snowblower that they can use in small spots. You know, where the plow doesn't get. Yeah.
Now, Buds and Hazard,
I
that's
went.
what you would
I
call
went male.
sustainable income.
I had one plant outside in a pot, and it went male. So dumped that
It,
sucker.
it looked good though.
Looked good.
It looked good.
Had nuts.
I saw it on the back porch. It was all like broad at the bottom, coming up to spear.
Oh, it was a
It looked
beautiful
good.
plant, but it had nuts.
I think Buds and Hazard went hermaphrodite on some of his. I believe he was telling me a story, weren't you, Buds and Hazard? You had a couple of plants turn on you. American feed store is tainted. Our people are sickened by the food. Okay, I can't argue with that.
Oh,
What do you think? Grocery store food with all the preservatives they put in there and the additives and the food colorings that'll cause cancer?
well, I mean, there's all, all of the genetic shit going on. I just I can't get up and down anymore to grow my own vegetables, and if I did, my dogs would tear them up. That's what
Yeah,
they did the last time. I have to put in a raised bed or something. And even then, Buster'd be up on the thing.
I was just saying that.
Because no matter
Buster's an
how
asshole
high,
with the garden.
no matter how high I build anything, he's on top of it. You know, look at the deck.
That's true.
He's always on top of the bench with his feet up on top of the back of the bench. Trying to look over the fence. So if he could get up on the back of the bench, he'd have his feet on top of the fence.
Jesus.
You know?
That's
So,
true.
so,
Roth IRA from age 7. Now, the worst thing you could do is invest in a 401k, put your money in the bank. Any of that shit
I
is
would
just horrible.
not a 401k, not
No.
not the way the Fed's been handling interest rates.
Now,
Mutual fund,
Spliffy may disagree with me here because I know for a fact
mutual fund.
Spliffy delves in this more than I do. But I'm of a personal interest that you should never invest in stocks and bonds ever
Stay out of
unless they
annuities.
have an annual payout. Okay? If they have an annual payout, it's not an interest-bearing stock. If you know guaranteed it has you're getting paid annually, then it's a good investment. Because with standard stocks, they go up, they go down, you don't know. Somebody could sneeze in the White House and somebody else got a cold, and now some genius was affected and the stocks went down. Oh my God. Yeah, no, unless you have a guaranteed payout, it's not worth having. It's just not. Too much of it. Why take a risk? If you want to take risks, go out to the boat. Go gambling. There's a casino somewhere by you. But it works out for people. Don't get me wrong. I'm just against it because I don't like it. But it works out for people. I mean, Hurricane Spliffy over here's got like 15 mansions and like 3 speedboats and shit, man. You all just don't know. That man sat like
Just
a gorilla on hay day.
yeah, I will tell you one thing.
Huh.
Yeah, don't put your money in an annuity ever.
Explain annuities.
That's an insurance policy.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
don't do that.
High risk?
Yeah, well, it's just stupid. It's just a bad thing to do.
Okay, okay. Well, we've covered a lot of different topics here today.
Yeah, we have.
I love just sitting around chatting for a while.
Yeah.
But I don't get to talk to people all week. I'm in this RV by myself, so.
Well, and lately I haven't been able to get to talk to anybody either.
Let's see. There was a time when our leaders had fresh food grown by those they once grew food for. That is true.
I used to
As a cycle.
barter like I did fish for cheesecake.
Who's winning, Vinny? Like a vicious. Wait a minute. I just caught that for a second. Like a vicious cheesecake. You're gonna
No.
have to explain this
No,
analogy.
I said like I did fish for cheesecake.
Fish for cheesecake.
Yeah, I got the bluegill fillets for my cheesecake.
Oh, he
I said,
traded. He putting fish in cheesecake? What
No,
the fuck
I
is
said-
happening?
I said people used to barter like I did
Yes.
fish for cheesecake.
Yes.
Pay attention.
I'm sorry.
There's gonna be a quiz later,
Oh shit, quizzes. I fail. What did I do yesterday? Shit, what day is it today?
I don't know. Hell, you ask me for? I'm retired. Every day's Saturday. Every day's Saturday.
Hey, Florida's winning. 1 minute left in the play.
Ooh.
Fishy cakes is 8-7. We ain't putting cherries on top of this one. I wish they.
By how much?
I don't know. Florida, 1 minute in play. He didn't give us a score.
No.
Reason wishes things would go back to the way they were. Well, here's a curveball for you.
Well,
In what era?
in some ways, okay. Um, I wouldn't want there to be. Well, I wouldn't want there to be the racial divisiveness. Well,
That's
although
true.
there's still it's things are getting so bad again. I don't know. I want
Should I bring back honky? Should
I
I just
want
start
I want
calling people
hippie
honky?
harmony. That's what I want. Okay.
Hippie harmony. Oh, you want the 70s,
I want yeah
early
the
70s,
the 60s and early 70s hippie
before disco,
harmony.
before disco.
Okay. You know what has to happen? Mandatory 2-year government service between the ages of 18 and 24
Oh, yeah.
for everybody in the country.
2-year service, 4-year college, paid for. I think that's good.
Okay, that's what has to happen. And no deferments because you got a fucking bone spur
Tight.
asshole in the fucking Oval Office. Prick. None of that shit. Okay? I don't give a fuck who you are. 2 years, some kind of government service. Even if it's building houses for humanity. Okay? Uh, reading stories. Uh, reading stories to children in poor neighborhoods. Feeding kids in the morning for breakfast. Some fucking thing. And you know what? Not in your own fucking neighborhood. Somewhere else in the world. Okay? Get the fuck away from your family. Live in some other environment. Get away from where you live. Make people live in some other part of the world. Okay? Make people live with other kinds of people. Okay? Make them interact with somebody else who's not like them. Okay? That's what has to happen. Okay? And living in a group really makes a difference too. Okay? Now, I enlisted in the military at age 17 to get away from my family. But at that time, there was a military draft. And to this day, I think that was the worst thing they ever did was to abolish the draft. Okay? Because back then, they gave people an option when they got in trouble. Um, do you want to go to prison or do you want to go in the military? Prisons weren't nearly as crowded. And a lot of guys who were in the military got their fucking lives straightened out. And they ended up with a trade and a path when they got out of the service. And seemed to make a lot of sense to me. And I think I don't and I don't think it's a bad thing. And so I'm not saying that people should go in the military, but some kind of government service wouldn't hurt. Every fucking smart ass little shit that's coming up these days. Okay? Good for you, H7. But you know what? You should have been able to get that education without the military. That's why if it was 18 and 24, you could have gotten your education and then gone into the military if you wanted to as an officer.
Hey, Spliffy, check this out. Funny story. Buzzin' Hazard up here. That's what happened to me. I had a choice. Yeah, Buzzin' Hazard got in trouble and was given a choice: go in the military or go to jail. He chose the Navy. Well, guess what? Buzzin' Hazard got trouble in the Navy too. And then they didn't give him a choice. They said bye-bye.
Wow, now.
Which is happening.
Shame on you.
Funny story. Oh.
Excuse me here, my nose is running.
Hey, that should be how it is. I fully agree with Hurricane Spliffy over here talking about 2 years mandatory service. Before that 2 years service, I fully expect 2 years of college. You know?
Well, it's up to you.
No, that should
No.
be mandatory. 2 years of service, you get 2 years of college paid for.
No, you get 4 years of college no matter what.
Well, college, okay.
Or
4
trade
years.
school, okay?
Trade school is usually what, 2
Whatever,
years?
yeah, whatever, okay? Whatever kind of school you want to go to.
Exactly.
You get 4 years of school, okay?
I don't see anything wrong with that, okay? And it doesn't matter if you were in the military during peacetime. It doesn't matter if you were in the military during a war. Or it doesn't matter if you were in the military just during a conflict, okay?
Well, there's no such thing as a conflict.
If you served
It's all
your 2
fucking
years,
war.
I don't care if you served one
People
day.
are dying on either side. It's a war.
Exactly. If you gave them a chance, even one day, to throw you out there as cannon fodder in front of the enemy to take a bullet for America, you deserve at least an education. Bare minimum an education. Even if you served during peacetime and you never left the country, you served. You did your part, whether it was here at home or overseas. Okay, because I personally know a couple of guys that never left the States. They served 4 years in the military, never left the States. They were some kind of office detail, right? And I personally know a couple of these guys that people have given shit to, talking about, oh, you didn't serve, you were just some clerk somewhere, blah, blah, blah. You sat in an office on your ass, you didn't actually serve. I don't give a
I'm sorry,
fuck
that
what
is
it
service.
If they
That's
ask
what I
you
was.
to do
I was a
something,
clerk typist.
if the military asks you to do something, you volunteer for the military, and you do what they ask you to do, you have served the military. You have served your country. It doesn't matter what you do. Just because they didn't tell you to go out here and die, doesn't mean you didn't serve your country.
Well, I'm
That's a
sorry.
pet
There,
peeve of
there,
mine.
are, there are more support troops than there are troops.
That
So,
is true. That's a pet peeve of mine.
yeah.
I have a lot of military friends, and to hear them stories of a couple of them getting ridiculed.
Yeah.
Here within the last 2 weeks, this story came up.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, service is service.
Sure is.
I have been of service. I will serve. Period. Service is service.
I mean, if there weren't support troops, people wouldn't eat.
Nope.
Okay.
Look at the National Guard. The National Guard isn't a war.
Nothing.
Granted, they toss them out there.
Nothing
first,
would fly
but,
and nothing would run.
You know, all the natural disasters right here in the United States, the National Guard helps with. The Army Corps of Engineers help with. Those aren't people stationed overseas getting shot at. Those are people stationed right here at home helping us. Okay?
Seeker.
They are serving us here at home.
Seeker. I looked to the military to get out of the household and also gain the education or acquire marketable skills. Took a different path though. If schooling had been a bit more affordable, I'm certain to have completed my schooling to be a backcountry ranger or some form of wildlife biologist. I would have been happy, content with the job.
And that's the thing. It's all about the money. It's all about the money. Nowadays, you can learn anything
Age
you want on
7,
the
flying
internet.
cars in 20 years. That's what we thought in 1960.
Hey, we have flying cars now. They're just not allowed to be
Uh-huh.
used. They have invented flying cars.
I deeply considered the Coast Guard. Saw them serving our people at home. Every day they do their job,
Not just train.
not just train.
Yeah, we have flying cars.
Well,
Thank you for the subject change, by the way. But yeah, we have flying cars right now, Spliffy. I swear to God, there are cars.
yeah,
There are cars and devices,
yeah.
like people have invented a taxi that will come to you, pick you up, and take you somewhere. It has like these four propellers on them.
Uh-huh.
People have cars where you can sit inside the car, hit a button, and the wings fold down, and you can drive off. Kind of like boats, you go in the water. Amphibious cars, you have like aero cars now. It's insane. But what do you think? It's coming up on the what? 2 hours now. Coming up on another 420.
Oh, I don't have another spliff.
I know, but I'm thinking it's about that time. How about you?
Okay.
Well, yeah.
You wanna? Well, we should maybe at least wait until 6:20 here.
Oh yeah, no,
Our
we'll
time.
ring it out. We'll ring it out definitely.
Yeah, we'll ring it out.
Just-
I got one of these roaches here is long enough to light up, or I could hit on the Yokan. I think.
Oh, Yoki's got a Yokan in his world.
Yeah.
Gotta love that 420 universe.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, I just wanted to give another shout out to all you guys out there in the chat. Everybody that checks this out later. I've missed all of you. It's been a really rough couple of months dealing with pain issues and other things.
And all that hair.
Yes, and all the hair.
Har.
A great shout out and love to Hurricane Spliffy for making this happen today. I had an amazing time chatting with you all, laying out some knowledge and learning a few things myself.
Well, just remember, there's. Where are we time-wise here?
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay. Well. Yeah, it's been fun visiting. Now I got to go out in the fucking rain.
That's right. Kicking
I
her the
am
fuck out.
certainly not looking forward to this. It is fucking pouring here, and I mean,
He's gonna have the wet dog syndrome, kicking him out.
yeah, I'm gonna get, yeah, it's gonna kick me out in the rain, and it's just not fair, not fair at all. But then neither is life, as we all know.
True.
You know.
Imagine, Forging
So-
Seeker, if what you wish came true, how much better our society would be. How much more advanced our science and technology would be if we had adequate schooling for all across the board.
Well, yeah. Well, feel the burn.
That's right.
What can I say?
Oh, happy 420 on the West Coast, says H7.
Okay.
Happy 420.
Well, let's hit this thing.
I realize wasn't much of a show today out of me, guys, just sitting here talking. I'm not usually more active, but I have been going through some stuff. I've actually had to get more CT scans, and I go back to the neurologist on the 15th to find out what's going on. So we do have that, which is why I've kept my arms up like most of the show, the back like this and stuff, because that really does feel good. Just keeping my arms up like this, just like,
So,
kind of curling my neck into itself.
Jack Harrer in the Yokan.
Absolutely, H7. Y'all don't know how bored and lonely I've been. Let's see, indeed, dog, and our nation falls behind globally, so our people must be schooled better, and our corporations must lose their lease on innovation, or we fail further. Absolutely. Dude, we could be so much further in life right now, okay? We could have cleaner energies, cleaner running cars. We could have okay, Elon Musk said it the best. He said, I can give you the next 5 to 10 generations of cars right now, but I'm not allowed. because of regulations. So he has not only the next couple of generations of cars, the next couple of generations of technology already figured out that he could release today, but he's not allowed.
Well, no, because companies like General Motors stand in his way. Their lobby.
This is what's wrong with the system. The fact that there is a system, the fact that we don't have free technology within ourselves. I can understand, oh, we want to keep it out of other countries for the first few years and shit, even though they'll copy it anyway.
It's
But
like
why
that
hide
Eminem
it from
song.
each other? Money.
Because it feels so empty without dog.
Buds and has the 15th. I go back to the neurologist on the 15th, which is 10 days from today, on a Tuesday, somewhere around 2:30 in the afternoon, ish. But that's it for me, guys. How about you, Spliffy? Any last
Sure.
words?
Yeah. Always my same last words. There's nothing funny about peace, love, and understanding. Bye, guys.
Oh!